So this is the Sony XB100. This is Sony's super compact speaker that you can either use at home or you can attach it to something and take it on to go with you. Now overall, this is a super incremental upgrade over its predecessor, but today we're going to see what the Sony XB100 is all about. Regarding pricing, the XB100 has a retail price of $60. Not bad given its size. Now this isn't the loudest or the most capable speaker, but it's a good option if you need something super small and super portable. Nonetheless, if you want to pick this speaker up, it'll be linked down below. And if you want to further support the channel, pick up a Big Head approved hat. Link down below. We've got trucker hats and snapbacks. By buying a hat, you help the unbiased and unsponsored videos coming, and it also helps us cover more products and produce more versus videos. Thank you to everyone who's already bought a hat, and look out for more designs coming soon. And also, please remember to hit that like button and let's get subscribed. Now first, let's talk about the design of this speaker. Size-wise, the XB100 is a little larger than the XB12, but it's basically the same size and shape as the XB13. The main difference here is that the XB100 now has a textured design to it, and it has gone back to having a soft touch feel to it. So this speaker is a lot easier to handle than the XB13, which has a comparatively slippery case because it has a slate plastic body. Nonetheless, the XB100 is rocking the same IP67 rating as the XB13, meaning that it's dust and waterproof, and the XB100 has the same built-in carrying strap as the XB13, so you can easily attach the speaker to whatever you'd like. It could be a branch, a backpack, or even your bike. Regarding battery life, there is a bit of a downgrade here over the XB13. Now the XB100 has an advertised battery life of 16 hours, but this advertised battery life of 16 hours is with this speaker playing at 72% volume, which is a decent listening volume for at-home use. But with the XB13, this speaker also has an advertised battery life of 16 hours, but that's with this speaker playing at 83% volume. But real-world use with both of these speakers playing at max volume, and I feel that most people are going to be using these speakers at max volume on a regular basis, especially if you plan on using the speaker either in the shower or while you're on your bike. These speakers are good for about 5 hours of playback time. And when it comes to charging both the XB100 and XB13, both of these speakers charge via a USB-C port, as they should. Whereas with the XB12, this speaker charges via a micro USB port. But also something that's found on the XB12 that isn't on these other two speakers is that it has an audio jack. So with the XB100, you can only use it with a wireless connection. Now, when it comes to Bluetooth connectivity, the speaker can only be connected to one device at a time, and it only has support for SBC and AAC. Unfortunately, there is no LDAC here, like with Sony's more premium speakers. But I guess the important thing here is this speaker doesn't have any latency issues to it, so you can always use it to watch videos on your phone with. But now let's talk about sound. Regarding speaker setups, all of these speakers have an upward firing driver and a passive radiator on the bottom. But the really interesting thing here is that the XB100 has a new off-center diaphragm driver. Now, Sony claims that this new off-center diaphragm driver helps with better clarity, specifically in the highs when the speaker is playing at louder volumes. But I also think that it helps keep the speaker in place when it's playing music. Whereas with the XB13, this speaker just loves to move around on the table when it's playing at higher volumes. But nonetheless, we're going to jump into the sound test where all of these speakers are playing at max volume.
Take me up to heaven. Yeah, she got me reaching still. Nothing to stop me falling. Who knew that looks could kill? I don't wonder why I'm breathing heavy like the weight of it's on my chest. On my chest. Cause it ain't no lie, I need it more than any metaphor could express. Could express. Could express. If looks can kill, she got me climbing still. Nothing to stop me falling. Oh, who knew that looks could kill? I don't wonder why I'm breathing heavy like the weight of it's on my chest. On my chest. Cause it ain't no lie, I need it more than any metaphor could express. Could express, could express. If looks can't kill, maybe I'll die tomorrow, but I'll be reaching still. Cause it's a feeling I can't let go. If looks can't kill, tomorrow.
So regarding sound, I feel the difference here is super nuanced. I feel the XB100 has a slightly more balanced sound signature to it, and it sounds a little fuller with a little more bass. Whereas these other two speakers, the highs are just a little more emphasized and they don't sound as full, so they sound a little tinnier. Regardless, the sound quality difference between these speakers is very small, but technically yes, the XB100 does sound a little more balanced and fuller than these other two speakers. But this is definitely not a night and day difference. But when it comes to max volume performance, the XB100 and XB13 get equally as loud, and they both get a little louder than the XB12. But like I alluded to earlier, the XB100 is a speaker that you're most likely going to want to use at max volume if you're going to use this speaker while you're in the shower or if you have it attached to your bike. And since this speaker is an upward firing speaker, the speaker is going to sound better while indoors because it's going to have a ceiling to bounce its sound off of. Or if you're going to use this speaker while you're outdoors, you want to try to aim the speaker at you for the best sound. In general, 50% volume on the XB100 is decent for individual listening if you're at home. And if you're going to be using this speaker while you're in the shower or while you're outdoors, you're most likely going to want to use this speaker at max volume. But finally, let's talk about pairing these speakers up with other speakers. Now, with the XB100, you cannot pair it up to any of Sony's larger speakers that are using Party Connect. So if you get an XB100, you will not be able to pair it up to, let's say, an XG500, XG300, XE300, XE200, or to an XB43, XB33, or XB23. But what you can do is that you can pair two XB100s together and get them to play in left to right stereo mode. And pairing your speakers together is actually super easy. All you got to do is just press and hold the Bluetooth button on both of these speakers. They get synced up to one another rather quickly, and skipping is never an issue. But also, if you have your two speakers playing in stereo mode and you turn them off, the next time that you go and you turn them back on, they're going to automatically look for each other and try to re-establish that stereo connection. Which personally I like, but if you just want to use one speaker at a time, then when you turn it back on, you are going to have to manually turn off stereo mode. So that's the only gripe that I don't like. But in general, having two XB100s playing together is rather impressive. The only thing to keep in mind here is you can only pair the XB100 to one other XB100. Unfortunately, an XB100 isn't going to get paired up to an XB13. And finally, here's the microphone test. Now, the XB100 is sitting on a table literally an arm's length away from me. I just hope that you can hear that. Now, overall, the microphone on the speaker is decent, but personally, I wouldn't take phone calls with my speaker in general. But the option is there if you want it. But with all that being said, the Sony XB100 is a very incremental upgrade over its predecessor. From a sound quality standpoint, it sounds a little more balanced and a little fuller than the XB13. But besides that, there aren't any major changes here. But regardless, the Sony XB100 is a decent little speaker if you need something for the shower, if you need something small around the house while you do chores. It's great to take on the go with you, and it's a good option if you need something for your bike. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit the like button and get subscribed. If you want to pick any of the products up, they'll be linked down below. And if you want to further support the channel, check out the merch. I made some shirts and hoodies that look and feel great. And you know I can be very particular, so I'll only slap my name on something if I'm really proud of it.